I think you can find out a lot by asking people about failures. Really, when did something not go right? What was the biggest mistake that might have been made, or biggest obstacle one had to overcome? Because I think a lot of people have said it before, but one can learn more from failure than success, really. And I think having a couple of scars here or there is not a bad thing. I think the changes that some of the open banking regulation are bringing in will be quite interesting, because it allows a lot of other players into the markets that traditionally have been held closely by the high street banks. So, for instance, some of the big money transfer businesses now, they're offering bank accounts, which is an interesting concept if you think about it. Because why wouldn't they? Because they're good at transferring money, and that's kind of what you have a bank account for, so you can move your money around. Yeah. And so I think there'll be a lot more competition out there from a lot of different sources, really, than we've had in the past.
What advice would you give to someone if someone wants a career as successful as yours? What someone walks in and says, "Oh, yeah, that might be quite nice, actually." What would you tell them to do?
Not be afraid of taking risks, for instance. So I think you should have a look at some of the things I've done. I mentioned this briefly earlier, but I've worked in a number of different industries, small and large companies. I think that's all led to just widening my knowledge base. I also think that another thing we touched on earlier was resilience. Things aren't going to work according to plan all the time. So it's also just a matter of figuring out what you do when things do go wrong, as they will at some point. But also, I think there's that intellectual curiosity too. I don't ever want to feel like I'm done, like I'm finished. I'm still looking for. I don't know exactly what that next challenge is, but I'm sure there will be one, whether it's here or somewhere else. I don't know. There's so much for me to do here. I can't really kind of get past the Vanquis stuff at the moment. Yeah. But I think just be curious, and also I think communication skills are important, not just emails, I said earlier, but I'll get up and go talk to somebody face to face. I think that's the most effective way to get things done. And you can't always do that in larger corporations, of course, but it's relying on communication skills other than just email, I think, is quite important.